Hello, hello, hello. I'm just sitting down. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into Appy K. Scott. Where's my... Oh, there's my headset. Welcome into... Wait. Did I... Appy, K. Scott, and Mandy. I think I might have said Mandy K. I meant to go in order, but welcome in. Welcome in. Let me put on my headset. I can't hear anything. Oh. Wait, where's my... Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay, my headset's just really low. Okay. But yes, welcome into Appy, K. Scott, and Mandy. Welcome in, welcome in. Sorry, it's been a little bit chaotic. I'm trying to figure out, getting my hands on some, Warhammer paints. So I was trying to, resolve that issue before the stream started. But anyways, but yes, the reason that we're not playing Stellar Blade is because, my coworker is talking about Stellar Blade. He's into watching VTubers and streamers. And my worry is that if I stream Stellar Blade today, he might find me. So, for that reason, we're doing something else for today. I'll probably still do it on Saturday, but today I'm not going to take the risk. I really don't want him finding out about stream. So, but yeah. Anywho, but here we are. Ooh, I didn't load Rogue Trader. And would he recognize you? Yep. I'm very confident he would. I'm very, very confident. My voice is pretty unchangeable, recognizable, I feel, but more than that, the cadence and the way that I speak, I think, is significantly more recognizable than my tone of voice. Like where I choose to pause when I speak, the way that the words that I say, the way I shift around when I talk, I kind of feel like it's very recognizable. So, yeah, I really don't want to take the risk. But Taku has a very recognizable voice. Thank you, thank you. Oh, also, not only do I think my voice is recognizable, but on top of that, oh, welcome into Dark as well. On top of that, my glasses are like pretty much the same as they are in real life, except for the green tint is not there, but you know, the yellow border is there, and the general shape of my glasses are pretty much the same. So, yeah, he would know. So, anywho, but Appy says he won't recognize you if you do your entire stream with Uwu voice. Nope, it's not coming back. But yes, you're not late, Dark. Welcome in, welcome in. Today will be more Rogue Trader, so... And plus, I do want to make some good progress in Rogue Trader. I was really getting into it last time, and I feel like generally, to me, Rogue Trader is actually easier to stream. Welcome back to Ludin as well. How are you, Ludin? Wait, sorry. Ludin, did your break end already? I could have sworn I got a notification during work when you were streaming the other day or something. But welcome into Ludin. Welcome in. But yeah, I personally feel that Rogue Trader is easier to stream because there's something about... There's more stuff to talk about when we stream Rogue Trader. And don't get me wrong, I do love Stellar Blade a lot. But when we're like exploring the desert and such, I don't really have much to say unless I have like a story stockpiled. And then we can talk about that. But when it comes to Rogue Trader, whatever's happening in the game is generally something that I'll talk about. And also, I don't really like some of the choices I made so far. I kind of feel like in this game, just committing crimes and just sowing chaos for no apparent reason is significantly funnier. So I think that's kind of the way we'll go from now. If it's chaos, it... You know, I mean, there's no true morally right option in this universe, so, you know, if there's an opportunity for us to... if there's an opportunity for us to sow chaos, then we shall. I'm doing a thumbs up. But K. Scott says there's a yellow border. Yes, there is. Maybe... There we go. That might be a little easier to see. If I look in this direction, I'm looking at chat. If I'm looking this way, I'm looking at my ultra-wide. Oh! Paint is cheaper than I thought. But yeah, so... I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, there's a yellow border. I feel like I had a discussion about the yellow border a while ago. I don't know if it was like a real-life discussion about my real-life glasses or if it was about my character's glasses. Because I think I had my... I think I might have talked to Azur about changing the glasses to yellow, because I think what happened is that my original character model had black rim glasses, and then in real life I got yellow rim, like a golden rim. And then it didn't really make sense for me to have golden in real life and black on my character, so I think I asked Azur to change it to yellow. And then ultimately, that kind of seemed like the better solution. I can't really see myself with black rims at this point. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. But anyways, let's see. Appy says I'm not really listening when you stream Stellar Blade. There's not really anything to talk about with Stellar Blade. It's very visual. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, there's nothing really much to talk about. There's just something about it, so I don't know. But yeah, but Luden says, I'm done with my break, just critiquing my vids, guess I'm comparing. Ah, yes. I used to do that a lot. I don't really critique myself a whole lot anymore nowadays, but no, that is a good thing to do. Good thing to do. But what have you found in your comparison, Luden? What have you analyzed about yourself? And Dark says gold, because he's about that life. That I am. In real life, it was the option between gold and silver rim. And the gold color rim... I don't know, there was just some, like... I think the silver one kind of made... if I remember correctly, I don't know if Giggles is going to appear tonight, but Giggles was helping me to glasses shop. I think, if I remember the conversation correctly, I was saying something about how silver rims make me look like a dad, and I didn't really want to look like a dad, so I went with gold. I think that's what happened. But it was a pretty close tie. It was a pretty close tie. I was very conflicted, but ultimately I was like, you know what, I'll just do gold. We'll take a chance, and I am glad I took that chance. I can't imagine myself with silver rim glasses at this point, so... Anyways, Baluden says that I'm not about that streamer life. I'm quite a boring person. Cap, that is an absolute lie. You are literally lying right now. No, but I think you are about that streamer life, and I wouldn't say you're a boring person. I did enjoy the Metal Gear Solid 4 playthrough a lot. It was good. What I have seen. I haven't seen the whole thing, but it was a fun time. So, yeah. Sometimes I raid and things are rough. This was not one of those cases. So, your stream was very good. It was very good. But anywho, what else is there to say before stream starts? But yeah, to recap, I decided to play Rogue Trader tonight because I feel that my coworker will know about my stream if I were to stream Stellar Blade. So, I am not quite taking the risk just yet. I'll wait till Saturday or something. And Friday is scheduled to be Abiotic Factor. I'm leaving that as single player for now. I'm not planning to make that multiplayer yet, if at all. I definitely want to see what I think of Abiotic Factor first, before I make a decision on whether or not to open it up as an actual community thing. Because if I don't enjoy it, I don't want all you guys to get it, and then either I play it and I drop it, or I play it and I don't enjoy it. So we're gonna wait a little while for that, but I am gonna try it out on Friday. What little I have played, I have tried the tutorial, and I must say it is it's pretty good. But anyways, Ludin says, did I mention to you that I got Peace Walker and Acid 2? Where'd you get Acid 2? That's what I want to know. Because I have Peace Walker. First off, Peace Walker is a 10 out of 10. An absolutely amazing experience. I mean, you kind of have to go into it with the mindset of, like, this is a PSP game. But in terms of being a PSP game, it is, like, definitely top tier. And it kind of depends on which version you play of Peace Walker. There is the HD collection version, and there's the PSP version. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I mean, if you were to emulate the PSP version, you might run into a bit of a roadblock there with the audio, but the HD version is pretty cool too. The HD version is meant for consoles, so, or non-PS. You understand. But I found it. Did you legally obtain it? Ah! Let's just pretend Dark never asked that question. But, no. I mean, I don't condone or, anything illegal, obviously. But let's see. Most streamers know what they can talk about, and semi-care and don't care about things. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe? I'm not sure. But yes, but only the second one. Didn't know there was a first. I specifically avoided Acid 1 and Acid 2 for Metal Gear because I was never into turn-based strategy until I was... I don't know what age. 20? I don't know what age I got into strategy, but I really wasn't into strategy games until later in life. So, and by then, I didn't really have a means of obtaining Metal Gear Acid 1 or 2. But Acid is a turn-based card game. So, it's not just that it's turn-based, but it's also a card game. It's one of those things where, like, you move in, like, a grid, but you have, like, cards for your moves or something like that. I mean, this is what as I understand, I would take what I say with a grain of salt, because I haven't played it myself, but that's what I understand of that game. I am getting into emulation, legal emulation, just to clarify. And one of the things that I did want to emulate is Acid 1 and Acid 2, but the problem is that in order to obtain a legal copy of that to emulate, it goes on... It's on... You can buy it through Amazon, but you end up getting, like, used copies for, like, 50, 60 bucks. So, Acid 1 and Acid 2 is, like, to me, that's, like, really hard to get a hold of, especially since it's only on the PSP. At least Peace Walker, like, that was released for, like, actual, like, Xbox 360, PS3, PSP. So it's a little bit easier to get your hands on, but obscure stuff that didn't really sell as well, like Metal Gear Acid, finding it at all is not easy. Finding a used copy is more likely what you're gonna get, but even then it's gonna be kind of overpriced and it's used. And finding a new copy of Acid 1 and 2 is pretty much like, those things don't exist. So that's like finding a unicorn. You're just never going to find it. So it's like a mythical creature, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, Luden says they didn't have the first one, gonna have the Treasure Hunter online shop for it. Shouldn't be super hard to find, you'd think, but it's pretty difficult. Luden says, I was just surprised to find a Metal Gear treasure in my small town. Very nice. And it was overpriced. Yep. Yep. So for that reason, it's, yeah, that one's difficult to find. But Dark says, this whole conversation is making me want to go see my retro video game guy. Yeah, I used to live within the vicinity of like a retro gaming store. So I really should have looked while I was there, you know? I don't know if... I think he sold PSP games. I don't remember, but... no, I think Metal Gear Acid is one of those games that's very... In my opinion, it looks pretty rough. And I don't know if it plays that well either. It didn't sell super great. But interesting concept. I mean, if you love Metal Gear like myself, then it is something you'd be interested in. If I found a Metal Gear Acid just out and about for anything lower than $30, I'd probably pick it up. Well, maybe 50 is as high as I'd go, but 60 for used is kind of wild. So it all depends on the quality of the disc, because I mean, I'm gonna emulate it anyways, so you know. So all I need is a good disc. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's used. Anyways, what was I saying about all this? Luden says they have Metal Gear Survive and Substance. My human told me that Substance is basically MGS2. Yes. Substance is like a... I can't remember what version of Metal Gear Solid 2, but it's like one of the versions. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter which Metal Gear Solid 2 you get. It's the base game is ultimately going to be the same. I think it just comes down to like add-ons. I think Substance might be the version that has like a skateboarding minigame attached to it somehow. So if you don't pick it up, it's whatever. The Master Collection is gets you the base game anyways. Metal Gear Survive, on the other hand, definitely, if you have a PC, get it on Steam if it's in like the deepest of sales, and only after you've played every Metal Gear to ever exist. Survive, if you let it stand by itself and don't think of it as a Metal Gear game, it's very whatever. If you consider it to be a Metal Gear game, first off, you're wrong, but second, it's worse somehow. But yeah, Appy says Survive is not Metal Gear. Survive is definitely not Metal Gear. Survive is like... Survive was created during the hype of zombie games and survival crafting. And I suppose that trend still goes on today, but Survive is the first Metal Gear to be created after Metal Gear Solid 5, after Kojima left. So it's not by Kojima. And it seems like a game that was made if the upper management was sitting around in a board meeting and they were like, oh, what's popular today? Zombies? Survival crafting. Okay, let's use Metal Gear and make one of those. And what they put out is not... It's not bad, but it's not good. It just kind of is. If you consider it a Metal Gear, once again, you're wrong and it's terrible, but if you let it stand on its own, it's very whatever. It's very whatever. It does have some cool moments, though, I will say. It does have some really cool moments, but the moments that are cool are borrowed from other games. So it'll be like, oh, check this thing out. They'll put it in Metal Gear Survive, and they'll be like, check it out, you can unlock this thing from this other Metal Gear game. Or like, oh, check out this thing, this enemy from a Metal Gear game. Isn't that cool? And it is cool. But at the same time, it's cool because it's from a cool game. It's like, this game sucks, but it's cool to see this cool thing from a better Metal Gear game inside of my Metal Gear Survive. So, but I don't want to spoil too much about what's in Survive. It has some cool moments, but they're only cool because they're from other Metal Gears. So, anyways, but Dark says, I can't wait for the future of Metal Gear where whenever you encounter an enemy, you do a Mario Party chance time minigame, lol. Are you referring to Reflex Time from 5? Oh, are you talking about Metal Gear Acid? Because I don't know how that would work. But honestly, if there was a Mario Party chance time minigame in my Metal Gear, as long as it's funny, I'll take anything at this point. I'm desperate for Metal Gear. But Ludin says, are you going to play Delta? Absolutely. I am absolutely going to play Delta, even if it's hot garbage. Well, okay, so let me take that back. I'll play it. I feel like my answer changes every day, but if in the scale of gaming ratings, if it's an F, I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. If it's anything higher than an F, if it's like a D, like this game sucks, but it has some cool moments, I'll still play it and buy full price. But if it's bad, then I'll just wait for a sale. It has to be really bad, though, just to clarify. It has to be really, really bad. Really, really bad or not runnable. If the game just sucks so bad that it can't run on a decent PC, then, you know, I'm just not even going to bother buying it because I can't play it. But outside of that, I'm very closely keeping my eye on it. And Dark says, honestly, both. If they had the Mario Party dice, that would be hilarious. I mean, they already have Snake and Smash, so why not in Mario Party? So true. So true. The one thing that could get me to get a Switch 2 is if you added Snake to Mario Kart. I might pay for it. Not gonna lie. But Appy says he's been talking about that game ever since the trailer release. So true. And has there ever been a gameplay trailer? There has been. Kind of. So they released a gameplay trailer, and the reason that I'm suspicious about Delta is because they released a trailer, but it's not really... I use the word gameplay loosely. It's always very suspicious to me when the general rule is that when a game is coming out soon and they haven't released like consistent unedited gameplay, it's a very big red flag, because generally that means that your gameplay sucks. If your gameplay is good, obviously you'd want to show it off, you know? But if your gameplay sucks, then of course you'd want to hide it. And I kind of feel like that might be the case for Delta. However, today, as I understand, in New York City, they had a open playtesting for Delta. So you could play it like from the beginning with like a certain time limit. They had some reserved stalls and some open, like first come, first served stalls for you to play a little bit of Delta. And I was reading a little bit about it on Reddit to find out what people thought about it. Generally, people were playing this on a PS5 Pro, which is kind of, to me, that's kind of sus, because it's like, I feel like it should be running on a base PS5. A Pro has enough power to kind of like get over some technical hurdles. If you don't optimize your game and it just runs like trash, of course it'll run good on a PS5 Pro, you know? But generally, people were saying that the PS5 Pro, it was running very well. It was very stable, all the animations were amazing, the voice acting was cool, they had added some dialogue, but the dialogue they added is not, it doesn't stand out, and it's very seamless. Which was my worry. I was very worried that they'd add dialogue and it would stand out. So as long as they keep it of the same quality, that was the main problem with the main issue with the Master Collection, especially, and the HD versions, is that some of the original dialogue is like, I don't know, the kernel tells you something like, press the start button, or sorry, press the select button to open the codec, right? But there's no select button on the Xbox. So, okay, so the normal dialogue would be, the kernel tells you like, alright Snake, I'm going to tell you the controls. Press select to open the codec. Which sounds fine normally, but on the Xbox, select doesn't exist, so it sounds something like this. Alright Snake, I'm going to tell you the controls.
Press select to open the codec, and then, after that, press the start button to pause the game.
Did you get that, Snake? And it's really bad. Like, the mic quality either raises significantly so that it's like top-notch compared to the terrible mic, or the mic quality gets worse somehow. And like, there's also a volume difference as well, which makes a problem. It's very clear that they brought back the same voice actors, but the voice actors no longer remember how to do the voice, so they kind of just wing it, and it sticks out. So, anyways, but Luden says, what's wrong with a normal PS5? Nothing. Well, there's nothing wrong with owning a normal PS5. The problem is that if you're showing everybody Delta on the PS5 Pro, then obviously people are going to be like, wow, this game's spectacular, but maybe it runs like crap on the normal PS5, and they're hiding it. Konami might be hiding the performance just because, by using a PS5 Pro instead of the normal PS5, you know? That's my worry. My worry is just that they're hiding... My worry is the possibility of them hiding bad performance by using a stronger machine. That's my worry. So. And I don't know how it runs on PC yet. I'm hoping everything's fine, but you never know. But Dark says, Metal Gear is a slower-paced game. Maybe they thought a gameplay trailer would be boring without editing. And I don't know, I'm slightly hopeful it was an executive decision to have more editing. Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I mean, to me, like, having Snake go through, like, Groznygrad for a little bit, you know, would be an interesting bit of gameplay. The snippets that I have seen, I think if they were to show gameplay, it would show how small the maps are, because they're keeping the original maps. And it would also show how dumb the AI is, because I hear the AI is, like, generally better, and they can see you from further, which is cool, but with better control... I mean, the game was hard because the controls kind of sucked, but if you make the controls better, it's like, I don't really know if it's gonna... Anyways, but my main critique, I really think that they should have remade Delta, but had it be one continuous thing with no loading screens, or very limited loading screen, shall we say. I feel like you should be able to go from, like, Virtuous Mission Landing all the way to Groznygrad. it would have been more interesting if you could, like, go the whole way. No loading screens. And I know that is a little bit... quite a bit of an ask, especially with the way that the codec works. But I feel like a good... Well, what they ultimately did was, like, one-to-one remake. They just redid some, like, voice lines, and they upped the AI, and they bettered the controls, and that's cool. But... to me, that kind of lacks content. I feel like you'll just blaze through it, you know? So, a good middle ground to me would be if they added more map areas between the... So you know how you go from point A to point B, right? Sorry. You gotta... From Zone A, there's a loading screen into Zone B. From Zone B, there's a loading screen into point C. I think that a good middle ground would be if they remade Zone A, and then once you leave, instead of going into Zone B, you go into, like, Zone AB, like a new zone. And then from that new zone, you go into B. And then B's fully remade. From B, you go into a new zone. And then from the new zone, you go into Zone C. So in that way, you'd add more content to the game without, like, breaking the thing. And on top of that, you could also, in that way, you could also make it, like, I don't know, some selection at the main menu to be like, would you like to play the original Metal Gear, or do you want to play the Delta experience? And the Delta experience could have, like, those additional maps. And the original experience could just have the original maps, you know? And I feel like in that way you could appease both people. The people that are like, I want the original experience, and the people that are like, I want something new. But, you know, maybe I'm asking for too much. Anyways, but yeah, sorry, going back to what Dark was saying. I think that the gameplay that they have showed off, it's cool, but it's cool in snippets. What I have seen, I've seen this clip of Snake in Groznygrad, and he's fighting some guards, and he's standing still in first person shooting some guards, and one of the guards, like, strafes to, like, stand in front of where he's shooting, and then Snake shoots him. And to me, that's pretty bad. I don't know why you'd want to show that off. Like, I hear that the AI is better, but at the same time, it's like, why would an AI see Snake standing still, shooting, and then proceed to walk in front of where he's aiming? It's kind of... Anyways. But yeah. But Appy says, you could have just played Stellar Blade with that voice. Nope. I'm not going to risk it whatsoever. But yeah, I could play it on... Well, I do plan to play Delta on PC, but you know how, like, I'm trying to think of a good example, but like Star Wars Jedi Survivor is an excellent example of a game that, as I understand, it runs very well and very smoothly on consoles, but on PC it runs like trash. And the reason that the reviews suck for Steam is specifically because the PC port is hot garbage. And thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Totally forgot I have water. But thank you for the hydrate. Sorry, I think my voice was starting to go out, but... yeah, thank you. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, my worry is that the PC port's gonna suck. That's my main worry. I don't know if it will, but it might. In a perfect world... Oh, and I hope you enjoy your lurk, Luden. Hope you enjoy your lurk. Have a wonderful lurk. Thanks for lurking with us. In a perfect world, it would run perfectly on my computer, and it would run very well on the Steam Deck. That's what I'm hoping for. I really don't think that will be the case. That it'll run on the Steam Deck well. But a man can dream. So. A boy can dream. Anywho, sorry, I went on like a 30-plus minute tangent, but Let's get started, shall we? Get started. I don't remember... Let's check what we were doing in this game real quick. Oh, Heinrichs, you are not part of the team. I am not going to care about what your skill tree is. So, we have some stuff that we did. I think we picked up some stuff as a result of coming to the ship, but I don't really care to... Actually, well, since we're on the ship, we might as well figure it out, huh? The whole reason I came back to the ship is because I needed to recover my health, which is why we're here, so... Anywho. So we already did search... we're in progress for searching footfalls. Shadow quarters for the Heretic's Den. I'm not going to worry about that right now. This one is new, though. Heinrichs possesses information about some of the plans of the Cult of the Final Dawn. Plans connected to the industrial world Kiava Gamma. The future struggle against the cult will depend on the results of his search, which is the reason for his joining the Rogue Trader's retinue. So we need to talk to Heinrichs about the Cult of the Final Dawn. The interrogator has asked the Rogue Trader to set aside some time for a private conversation. Alright. So we need to find it. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he's right here. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he's on the deck.
To what do I owe this visit?
You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission?
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
Private conversations, eh? Heinrichs nods slightly. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. Honestly, I kind of feel like being mean to Heinrichs. He's kind of annoying. Can't even lie. Heinrichs, I don't care for your tude. You're just a guy. You're just a normal guy that happens to be the Inquisitor's whatever, I don't know, apprentice or something. I do not object to you personally, but I find the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent at my side slightly unnerving. Your concern is unfounded. As long as there is no substantial reason for it, I hope there will not be one. To business, then. The Cult of the Final Dawn. To business, then. The Cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Coronis Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the Rogue Trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. A chaos cult in my protectorate. Heinrichs, are you laying an accusation against my dynasty? Chaos treads softly, Taku. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the Rogue Trader's planets does not mean the dynasty head himself is a chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodora von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. Heinrichs regards you with a probing look. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is in your best interests to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself. And then, perhaps, you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. That's interesting. The Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he is willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. Heinrich nods. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. You have spies on the Von Valancius worlds. The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary in the Administratum Department on Dargonis. The planet's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Coronis Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contact Dargonis, I will introduce you as the head of the dynasty. I am sure you will appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed his words at least occasionally. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You are well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Taku. Yes, initially, our arrival in the... What? I just saw, like, dark float for a second. I don't know what happened out of the corner of my eye. Oh. Anyways, yes, initially our arrival in the Coronis Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos Worshippers, most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune-tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Coronis Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people on the Imperial worlds. There is a certain strategy to their actions that changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had the 2 ships that we sent after them later discovered as a wreckage. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in, day out. Heinrich sighs. After the events on Reichad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Wild accusation. Wild accusation. Oh, Luden says, I'll lurk again, but how did things work out with your crush? They did not yet. Thursday is the day that I go to the restaurant. So, tomorrow is another shot at working up the courage to ask her out. But LFG. But I try to go around the same time on Thursdays specifically. I've said this before, but the reason I do that is so that if she does want to see me, she can. Because she'll know roughly what time I'm going to show up. And if she doesn't want to see me, then she can just take her lunch around that time. So, but yeah, hopefully things work out. But Mandy says, should we take a poll on whether Taku will make contact with his crush? The chances that I'm going to talk to her lately, they've been about 40-60, like a 40% chance. So the reason for that, as I understand, it's because one of the regular... So I heard this through my uncle, but one of the regular workers is on vacation. So my restaurant crush has to pick up the slack that the vacation worker had left. And as a result, she's not always at the cashier. So getting a hold of her is not super easy to begin with lately. I don't know when that worker's returning from vacation, but getting a hold of her is pretty difficult to begin with. And then on top of that, even if I did talk to her, finding a good time to do so is pretty rare. And even then, working up the courage to ask her is above all the most difficult for me. Because I just, you know, and why you spy? I'm not spying on her, just to be clear. I'm not. It just so happens that my uncle also frequents the restaurant. And there tends to be the same workers there, and he learned about this other worker taking vacation, and that's the reason why my my restaurant crush is yeah. Anyways, but I don't know. Just thinking about it makes me anxious. I can feel like a discomfort in my chest just thinking about it. So anyways, but yeah, and I have the personality of a cardboard cutout, so I don't think even if we did go on a date, I think it would be kind of rough, not gonna lie. But I guess it's kind of... I think I would much rather have an awkward memory and know that it didn't work out than, like, look back in, I don't know, 10 years, still be single, and be like, damn, I really wish that I had asked the person I was interested in. So, but yeah, Mandy says, it's hard, man. It is. And I disagree. I don't even know what I said. I don't even remember what I said. But, yeah. The cardboard cutout thing. Is that what you're disagreeing with? I think I'm fine. Okay, so Mandy's fine to talk with, because Mandy is a great one-on-one converser. I'm not. So when I talk to Mandy, it's fine, but that's because Mandy's good at one-on-one conversing. But if the person I'm conversing with is not accustomed to interacting with introverts, or is just themselves introverted, then it's pretty bad. So, but anyways, Luden says, sorry for teasing, let's hope for the best. You don't need to apologize, and yeah, I do hope for the best, though. I might be pretty busy tomorrow for work stuff, so if I do show up, I'm gonna try to show up a little on the later side of when I usually show up, in hopes that it'll kind of clear out by then, so that I can maybe talk. But we'll see. I feel like really anxious when I just think about it, you know. But Appy says, born to be a psychologist, so true. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. But yeah, we'll figure it out. That's tomorrow. I just need to sit up straight. I think I'm kind of building it into something more than it actually is. I mean, ultimately, it's just like Me going up and being like, hey, have you been to this place? Oh, well, I was just thinking of checking it out, and I was wondering if you wanted to come with me. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna make it hella awkward, but that's the only hurdle I gotta get across. That's the first hurdle. I shouldn't even plan for a date yet. Hold on. So I shouldn't even plan for a date yet. Just being that I might not even get that far. So, but yeah. If it doesn't go well, can you still go to the restaurant? Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking of taking... I kind of want to take a little break from the restaurant, to be honest. I was like, I like seeing her, but I am getting a little tired of eating the same thing. And the other stuff they have on their menu is not as good. So... If I ask and it doesn't work out, that's cool, because I kind of wanted to take a break anyways. And if it does work out, that's cool, because I don't need to go to the restaurant to see. But he's running away. I need to ask or don't ask, regardless of whether I do or do not. I need to take a break. I've been eating the same thing week after week for like 3 months at this point. I can't eat the same thing. But Mandy says I'd get sick of eating at the same restaurant. Yep. I'm low-key getting sick of it. So, yeah, I think this time when I go, I'm gonna order something different. So, but, yeah. Would you even go to the restaurant this often? How much is this crush costing you? A little over $10 a week. But no, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't go nearly as often if she wasn't there. If she wasn't there, I'd go maybe like every other week or every 3 weeks or something. So, anywho, but yeah, I need to just ask and get it over with. Damn, that's so wholesome. And if hypothetically I do get a date, I don't know if I should say that. Should I just be like, if she ever asks, like, hey, why are you coming by so often? I'll be like, well, you see, at first it was for the food, and then it was, like, kind of half for you, half for the food, and then towards the end, it was literally just for you. I kind of wanted a break from the food, but I was too chicken to ask you on a date, and then I just kind of ended up coming there over and over again, hoping that I'd work up the courage to do so, and then it took me a long time to get there, you know. But good thing she doesn't work at a high-end bistro. Good thing, because, yep, my wallet would not survive that. So, I'd find that endearing. The guy that shows up every week is really not there for the food. He's actually grown sick of it like a month ago. It's like, yeah, I grew sick of this a month ago. I've been trying to ask you out, but I couldn't work up the courage to do it, so I kept ordering my food and leaving over and over. But anyways, but Mandy says no one's ever going to spend $10 a week on a Mandy crush. Who knows? Who knows? Might happen. Might happen. I don't know if it'd be cute or creepy. I don't know. Baludin says, tell her the truth, your chat bullied you into asking her for a date. I don't know if I definitely wouldn't want her to know I'm streaming, at least not until later. Welcome into Giggles, welcome in. What do you miss? We've been talking for most of the stream, so in terms of gameplay, you didn't miss much. We talked about Metal Gear for like 30 minutes, and then now we're talking about my workplace, not workplace, my restaurant crush. So, but yeah, I wouldn't want her to know about my stream until a bit later. I kind of feel like it's one of those things I shouldn't mention, but no, there's no updates for the crush. We're just talking about possibilities. But yeah, the reason I wouldn't want her to know is, well, first off, I wouldn't really be comfortable with her knowing, yet, like Ludin says, yet. I feel like I act different around certain people, and like Appy, for example, I'm comfortable with Appy knowing that I stream, but like I'm not comfortable with everybody knowing I stream, which is why I kind of keep it on the down low in real life. So I don't think I'd want her to see me stream yet. So, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, it would kind of suck if she's like, "What do you like to do?" Well, the answer is sleep and game, but I mean, as my hobbies, which is not really a good look. I feel like it's a better look to be like, "Oh, I work on stream and growing my channel and community and whatever is what matters to me." Yep. Hold on. Sorry, my mom's coming in. I don't know what my mom just handed me, but this tray is like she handed me like the wildest tray. Like this thing is like I need like a tetanus shot. I can't tell if this is rust or something. I mean, thankfully oh, welcome into Asray as well. Welcome in. I got my tetanus shot like last year, so I'm good. But I don't want the rest to spread. I don't know what's happening here. But anyways, she handed me my food because I did get up to grab it. So, but anyways, what was I saying? But wait till like date 3 to tell. I could. I mean, ultimately, I don't mind telling her like later. I just don't really want to lead with that. Because streaming is something that I enjoy. It is my hobby. It is what I work towards, and the thing that I care the most about. I take a lot of pride in streaming and what I do. I take a lot of pride in it, but I don't announce that I do it because I'm not comfortable with everybody knowing that I do so. So, anyways, but yeah, I mean, maybe one day you guys will meet her. It'd be cool. But Mandy says, yeah, that's cute AF, but I also think cute versus creepy can depend on if they're into it or not. I need to, we'll vibe check her. I don't really know much about her yet, so. But yeah, date 3, maybe. Maybe date 5. I don't know. I'd have to tell her eventually, you know. If we were dating several times, I'd have to tell her eventually. It would be kind of wild to be on, like, she's my girlfriend, we're on date, like, 20, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, and also I stream in my free time. Be kind of wild, so. Anyways, Giggle says, Taku, when I'm famous, I'm shouting out your channel on TV. Thank you, thank you. Please do, please do. She can't handle poop knife lore. Yeah, we're gonna hold off on poop knife lore until hopefully she's attracted to me, and then I can drop the lore. Poop knife lore is not a day one thing. That's more of a day one stream type of conversation. But Luden says your secret is safe with us. Thank you, thank you. And Luden says hello, Mama Tetra, and Mandy says Mama Taku, pleading face. Yeah, she was quickly in and out. She dropped off the food and she walked out. So, and she closed the door behind her, so she can't hear us. It used to be the case that she could, but she can't anymore. So, anywho, did y'all watch Fantastic Four? I did not. I did not see it yet. I don't know if I want to watch it. You know, I heard that was it Sue Storm or the Invisible Woman or whoever. I heard that the actress has, I don't know if this is wild for me to say, but I heard that she had so much Botox that she can't actually raise her eyebrows. So she can't make facial expressions, and she makes the same one for the entire movie. I don't know if this is true, but that's what I've heard. I've heard that her expression never changes, specifically because she can't make expressions anymore as the result of plastic surgery. I don't know. Anyways, I am interested to see if that's true, though. Let's see. I meant tell her that you only went to the restaurant for her by date 3. Ah! Nah, I'll probably spill the beans on date 1, not gonna lie. When I get nervous, I just start spilling stuff, so... date 3 might be... Nah, yeah, date 3 would be a good time. Date 3 might be a good time. No spoilies. How's Impossible Whoppers? Burger King sends his regards. Sorry, I just saw that one. Nice. Buffalo sauce with my combo. Very nice. But no, Marvel Rivals Sue Storm is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Marvel Rivals Invisible Woman. It's clobbering. It's clobbering time. And not gonna lie, Giggle says, not gonna lie, I can't stand seeing period dramas and the characters have obvious surgical work done. I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched too many period dramas, so I'm not too sure. But, yeah. There's nothing... No, just to clarify, I don't want to be, like, judgy on people that have plastic surgery. You know, what you do with your face is ultimately that's your business. I'm just curious if... Because I've only recently heard that if you have too much Botox on your face that you actually can't move your eyebrows. Like I don't know if it's true, but I heard it's literally impossible for you to raise your eyebrows if you had like work done for Botox, like in relation to your eyebrows. So I'm curious as to whether it's true. And it's kind of true, really. Because I heard that that in the movie, Sue is supposed to have, like, Sue goes through some, like, stuff or, like, some fights or whatnot, and her expression never changes during the fights because she actually, like, can't, the actress literally can't change her expression because it's stuck. Which is kind of wild because I mean, if you're acting... That's kind of your whole thing, right? Is that you change expressions. So, I don't really know how that works, but... Anyways. But Mandy says, you and me both, Taku. He won't remember what this is referring to yet. Let me think, though. Oh! Mandy's referring to me saying I'm spilling the beans whenever I get nervous. That's what Mandy's referring to. See? I do remember some things. But Giggles says, like I know colonial England didn't have Botox, so why should you? So true. So true. Mandy says, wild you remembered that. I try. What can I say? I'm just that guy. It's that, remembering dog in me, you know? Or something. Anyways. Giggles says, kind of true, paralyzed muscle, so true. Abby says, now I definitely judge you. If you put too much Botox, you look like a 50-year-old lizard. Asbury says I couldn't tell because she was invisible. Yeah, that's the real secret. You can hide an actress who can't change her face expression. You can hide an actor who can't change their face expression just by making them invisible. The key is to never see their face. That's the key. But Mandy says I just start saying stuff to fill the silence. As I understand, I watch police interrogation every once in a while. Just a fun side hobby. I probably shouldn't say that on the date, though, because that makes me sound kind of crazy. But oh, I also like true crime. I shouldn't tell her that on the date, though. That's probably not. It's probably red flag material. But anyways, for police interrogations, as I understand, one of the methods they do to get you to say stuff is to make awkward silences so that you're the one that starts speaking. They make you like lightly uncomfortable, and then you just start being like, oh, I did the crime, and blah, blah, blah. So, anyways. But I don't, probably not a method I should use on the date, but yeah. Honestly, if you had like put me in a room, if I went into an interrogation room and the cop was like, Do you know why you're here? I'd probably be like, I don't know. Well, well, so, well, it could be because when I woke up at 6 today, I put on my shorts backwards, but then I put them on the right way, and then I went to the bathroom and I brushed my teeth, and I didn't need to floss because I floss at night. But and then I got into my car and I turned the key, but the key didn't really go in the first time, so I had to flip it over and then I put it in. But not like the way that I put my shorts on in the morning, but like in a different way because the key should work both ways, but for some reason it only works in one way. So I needed to actually use a different key than the one that I normally use because the old key's worn down. And I put the old key in my my dresser, but not that I'm using the old key. I'm just using the new key. I'd probably do stuff like that. So. Yeah, but who knows? I don't know. Let's see, Argonian maid. My spear will be polished. This guy. You know, oh, sorry, going back to the Botox thing. I heard something like I'm not really one for plastic surgery, personally. But I heard that, the reason that people don't like plastic surgery is because, when plastic surgery is done bad, then you'll notice, but plastic surgery that's done well, you'll never tell. Therefore, it's kind of like a confirmation bias that you think plastic surgery is bad because all you see is the bad plastic surgery, but you don't see the good plastic surgery, or something like that. Anyways, but, I don't know, I think I haven't watched too much of The Boys, but I know that Starlight or something. There's an actress on The Boys that got some work done. I really don't like it. I mean, I guess it's not like she did it for me or anything, but you know, you understand. I think she was very beautiful before, and the work she got done is kind of like, why? I don't know. Anyways, it kind of, I don't know. Anyways, but how about an interrogation room with your crush? That would just make me uncomfortable, and I'd probably never go back. She'd be like, "What do you like to do?" And I'll be like, "I don't know," and then I'll talk for 30 minutes, and yeah, I don't know. I think the trick to a good date with me would be to, I don't know, we need some common ground, and we need something to lightly debate on. If she plays Metal Gear, dude, I'm gonna go buy a ring. She probably doesn't though, so finding anybody at all that plays Metal Gear in life is just a needle in a haystack. But then on top of that, me going on a date with someone that plays Metal Gear is just that's never gonna happen. So, but anyways, but Appy says, do you know why you're here? Which body did you find? Which one? What body am I here for? Giggle says, I won't get cosmetic work done simply because I want to see my face change as I get older. If I was in some horrible accident, needed reconstructive surgery, that's different. Yeah, reconstructive surgery is different. Reconstructive surgery is different. It's like, I think it's called buccal fat removal or something, when you kind of remove fat from your cheeks. Face cheeks, to clarify. It's kind of, I don't really like it. And I also feel like it makes you look a lot older very quickly. You go from looking 20 to 50 within the span of a few years, I kind of feel like. At least that's the way I feel about actors that do that kind of thing. But anyways. But do any of you argue recreationally? I don't mind arguing, but it depends on what we're arguing about. And it depends on what you say. I feel like there's some people in life that I do banter with and argue to an extent. It depends what it's about, and it depends... welcome into Crusader as well. Abelard, explain the topic of conversation so I don't look like the fool. We are talking about... I don't know. I genuinely don't know how we got here. Currently, we're talking about arguing on a date and how good it would be to argue on a date. I was saying that like it would something about it being good to argue. I wouldn't mind arguing a little bit, but it depends on what you're arguing about. I guess when I think about people that I have argued with in real life, and maybe not like angrily arguing, but like I think of there's a coworker in the job I used to work at. Appy knows exactly who I'm talking about. But there's one guy in that office that just loves to disagree with you. I don't know if he just likes to disagree with you, or does he needs to disagree with you for some reason. That kind of thing, I don't like that. It depends on what you're arguing about, and it depends how you argue. If it's like, I like Metal Gear, and then somebody's like, Metal Gear is the most trash game I've ever played in my entire life. It just sucks. I don't know why anybody likes Metal Gear. That it's kind of like, okay, this conversation sucks. But if it's like, if you were like, oh, if I was like, I like Metal Gear, and then you're like, I like Metal Gear 2. 2 is my favorite. And then I'm like, no, I disagree, or I don't agree that 2 is the best game of all time. 3 is the best game of all time. Then that's fine. You know, it depends on what we're arguing about. And how ignorant the conversation is. Because sometimes conversations they can be kind of ignorant. But Luden says, watch, she dresses up as Venom Snake. That would be awesome. That would be very, very awesome. Let's see. Asbury said I would wear a mask like Akashi. Man said face cheeks. I just wanted to be clear. Fat removal from the face cheeks is different from fat removal from the other cheeks. So, but Appy would cosplay Freddy Krueger, the one with the long blade nails. My Cali friend and I bicker nonstop. It depends on what you're bickering about, though. You know. I guess bickering / debating / art. I think in the scale of bickering to arguing, I think. On the scale of debating to arguing, I think that the closer it is to the debating side is better. So. Anywho, but Invisible Woman, too much Botox. the actress or. He's like the only one, and it can go from fun to annoying very fast, and then it turns into a legit argument. Yeah, I don't want it to be a legit argument. It's okay to debate about stuff, but I don't want to be like... It's okay to debate, I just don't want to be like... You know... I don't want my opinion to be like fully shut down, you know? Mandy says, Taku loves to disagree with you and then add the :3 at the end. I disagree, :3. It makes it funny, though. It makes it funny. No, he doesn't. :3. Let's see. Good question. I usually like to ask very invasive questions. Top or bottom? This guy. Insane. Genuinely insane. Top bunk or bottom bunk? That's a real debate. I'm top bunk. But Crusader says, I think arguments in first dates are okay as long as they aren't cutthroat. Yes. Wonk wonk is devious. And Appy says, I know which one you're talking about. The one who won't shut up about free rent. That's exactly what I'm talking... Exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah. Debating with him is not pleasant. But Appy says it's not even an argument, because when you give a counterpoint, he just repeats what he said 3 minutes ago, but just louder. Yeah. He'll be like, you should watch Free Ren. And I'll be like, well, I did watch most of Free Ren, and it wasn't that enjoyable. And he's like, free run's great. And it's like, well, they don't really do anything in free run. And he'll be like, no, but they do. They do stuff in free run. And, you know, I really don't. It's like, you're not wrong, but but Crusader says debating is asking about why you have a differing opinion or thought process. Arguing is invalidating ideas because you think they are wrong. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. I like that way of putting it. But Mandy says, I'm glad Azur isn't here right now. What would Azur say? Oh, so the reason that Mandy's glad that Azur isn't here is because I don't care for free run. It's funny that the music stopped just now. But honestly, I genuinely don't care for free run. It's not bad. It's just not that great either. To me, it's just whatever. Like, I really don't care for free. Like, to its credit, I did get through most of the season, and I was, like, kind of entertained. And entertained enough to finish most of it. I actually have, like, 2 episodes to go before I actually hit the finale. I just got bored, so I dropped it. But the problem I have with free run... I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I need to gather my thoughts, but I think the main issue is that I just don't care. Like, everything that happens in that show, I just have a hard time caring about. And like, it's not that it's well, okay, so I guess the main problem is that there, I've said this before, but you should never, in a show, you should never ever mix plot with slice of life. It needs to be one or the other. You're either doing nothing or you're doing something. If you mix them, it's awful. And Freerun does the same thing, where they're doing stuff, but they're also meandering. And it makes it feel like a show that has a plot, but is just stuffed full of filler that doesn't matter. And I understand that all the filler's meant to make you care about the characters involved. I don't care. That's the problem. I don't care. And I feel like we're just treading water and we're just doing nothing. It's like you go to a village and Freerun's like, remember that time, or we're gonna go shopping, let's go shopping, and then they go shopping, and then Freerun's like, man, this reminds me of that one time that we came here and with the original crew, and we found this restaurant that's selling this wonderful steak. I wonder if the steak tastes the same. And they go into the restaurant and they're like, oh wow, the steak tastes exactly the same, but also kind of different. Wow. Welcome in, Kitsune. I'm giving a villain speech. Sorry, let me continue. So, they're like, oh, but the steaks taste the same, wow. And then, at the end of it all, I'm left feeling like, okay, well, we got to the village. Okay, so the ultimate point of the... Okay, now I'm upset. The ultimate point of the Freerun anime is okay, so the Freerun and gang killed the Demon King, and then the Freerun's friends, this is like spoilers for like episode 1, but Freerun's friends are just like getting old and / pass away, and then Freerun's just kind of like, damn, I really wish that I got to know blah blah blah, because damn, I really didn't really get to know him because I lived for such a long time and blah blah blah, and you know, we spent 10 years together, but I never really got to know him. It would be really cool if I retreaded my steps on that adventure to go to where we killed the Demon King, and in that way I'm going to be able to remember all these things that we went through and blah blah blah, right? So the problem is that when you have moments like this, like the one I just described to you, where Freerun and New Gang head over to village, they go shopping, and then they go to a restaurant, and then Freerun's like, man, I'm so I really want to know if the steak tastes the same. And then she walks into the store, and then it's like, damn, the steak does taste exactly the same. This reminds me of when I came here with my old gang. It's like, first off, nobody cares about the old gang because all we're seeing through them are these little, just tiny snippets of flashbacks where they say something like barely profound. And it makes me feel two things. One, I don't care about the old gang. Two, the problem is that it makes me feel like all the good and interesting stuff happened before the show even took place. So now I'm just watching them meander around during the current age. They're just meandering. They're doing nothing. They fight some stuff, which ultimately doesn't matter because Frieren is so stupid overpowered that just everything is just a joke, which is fine, but then it's kind of like, then what is the point of this adventure? We're just going from place to place, standing around doing borderline nothing, and then we're reflecting on an old crew which isn't even around anymore, which makes it seem like, oh, the better stuff happened before the show took place. It's like, that's cool. So then why can't I be there when the show takes place? Or when all the good stuff's taking place? You know, but Luden doesn't understand what I'm talking about. Go off. Thank you. I appreciate your support. I need to catch up on chats because I'm actually really far behind. I'm actually getting myself worked up now, but Azura would be raging. Taku, it helps to highlight dynamics between characters and understand them better so you can connect. Not every moment needs to drive the plot. Nope. You see, when it comes to plot-heavy stuff, you need... I'm very against plot-driven stuff having filler. I feel like it should be all filler, or it should be all plot. If it is filler, it's got to be funny. It's got to be enjoyable filler. To me, Frieren is not enjoyable filler. It's just filler. Which just sucks. So, anyways. But she will rage just knowing this happened. So true. And my liege, the reason behind this is supposed to showcase the apathetic nature of Frieren. And if you don't understand this apathy and have that as the forefront in your mind, it gets really annoying. I understand that she's apathetic, but I don't feel sympathy for her apathy, if that makes sense. You know, I think that's where the part of the disconnect is. But do I need to unfollow Taku in support of Azure? No, it's fine. I'm just talking. And sorry you didn't understand Frieren enough to care about it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand. What you're saying is you don't like Frieren. It's not... It's okay. It's definitely not for me. But the problem... I don't think that Frieren earns the reputation that it has. It's not that great. It's just whatever. That's the problem. But a good mix is always best. I agree to disagree. Filler plot is what makes something great. I agree to disagree. It should be, in my opinion, it should be either a sitcom or we should just get straight to the point. You know. But Crusader says, my lord, sadly, that is the whole point of the show. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I took some conditioning on my end to get further than the third episode. I did learn to love it, but it was very different from what I've enjoyed. And neither do I, sire. Many times I think her apathy is the downfall of what could have been a more action-filled arc. And Kitsune says, you probably need to read novels. Novels do that mix a lot. But imagine something dramatic happened every single day of your life. I'm not saying drama has to happen the whole time. I just feel like some things need to happen in service of where we're going. Or they just need to build something. To me, they don't build anything. You know? I mean, I guess there's some moments, but... And what was that sound? I don't know. I didn't hear anything weird. I mean, if you're... This? If you're talking about that, that's my elbows hitting my chair. Oh, was that mockery? I don't know. I don't know. At some point, it all starts to feel the same. Well. So I don't feel sympathy for Freeren's apathy. I really don't. I think that. I mean, okay, sorry. Let me turn on my light before I continue this conversation. It's getting like super dark in my room, and I like burning my corneas. There we go. So, let's see. Breaking news: Taku hates world building. So, I mean, I had this discussion with Azura a while ago, but Freeren does not. They don't. Where do I want to start with this? I understand that we're gonna talk some light Freeren spoilers here. But essentially, one of the people from Freeren, this happens in like the first episode, so it's not really that much of a spoiler, but I'm just gonna tell you because it literally happens in the first episode. But so Freeren is part of that group of people that go and kill the Demon King, and they do it for like 10 years. They on that journey, and then they come back, and then Freeren's just kind of like there's one character, Himmel, who's like kind of in love with Freeren, and then Freeren's like, oh yep, I'll see you guys later in blah 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 years, and then she comes back, and then she kind of realizes that like, oh wow, time has really aged these people, and blah blah blah, and then Himmel, spoilers, Himmel dies of old age, and then Freeren's like really sad, like damn, I wish I got to know him, and then she reflects on all these cool times with him, and it's like, I get it, like I get that. Don't get me wrong, like, I have been in positions in my life where I'm like, you know, someone's passed on or something, and I really wish I had more time with them, or I had done something more with them. And I do reflect on those times fondly and whatnot. And I understand that 10 years is like 5 seconds for Freeren time because she's like an elf that lives for like hundreds of years. I understand that. But I don't. I don't know how to put into words why I don't care, but I have a hard time. I have a hard time caring about her feelings about it, and I have a hard time. Like I can understand and like sympathize with it to an extent, but then it's kind of, I don't know. But no, I want to respond to this real quick. I see Kitsune says Taku's a shonen kid. That's another controversial opinion I have. I don't like shonens. I have my hands put together like I'm giving a TED talk, but I don't like shonens. To me, here's another controversial take. I'm just gonna argue with everyone tonight. I'm just gonna argue. I don't care if it's ignorant. I'm just gonna argue. I don't like shonens. I think shonens are a waste of time. They're a massive waste of time. I think shonens, to me, if I want to watch a fight, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and watch. I'm just gonna go and watch the fights on YouTube because it's quick, and we get straight to the point. The whole point of the show is for the fighting. I get to watch the fight, and then I'm done. That way, I can only watch like 10 minutes, and then I don't gotta watch like 3 hours worth of whatever, right? But yeah, I don't like shonens. But welcome into Dakung. Dakung says, I come to greet thee briefly, noble Taku, may the Emperor's light guide thy crusade. Welcome in, Dakung. We are arguing about animes, but welcome in. Let's have a debate stream. Let us have a chance to refute your bad takes on voice chat. No. No, we're not going to do that. But let's see. Let me catch up. Debating, sure, but voice chat debating, I don't know. But let's see. Taku's more like a 100 girlfriend kid. I like 100 girlfriends, and that's the difference. Welcome into Mochi. We're talking about anime. That's the difference. 100 girlfriends is fine. And the reason for that is because it's all filler, and the filler is funny. So the whole purpose of the show is for you to watch something funny, and you get something funny. So, to me, that doesn't waste my time, because I show up for something and I get it, you know? But Crusader says there's so much of a disconnect between current events in the show and how many rose-tinted glasses memories that happen. Yes. That's another thing. I don't really know how... There's something about... Going back to Freeren, there's something about the way that Freeren handles her reflecting on stuff that, like, I sympathize with it. I've been there, but I do not... I somehow sympathize and do not care. And I think to an extent it could be relating to my my personal experience with, like, regret about not appreciating someone when they're around. To me, I don't really have as much sympathy for maybe myself. I kind of feel that. I mean, I guess the answer to this kind of changes day to day, but, like, I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, actually. Nah, we're just gonna move on. I'm not sure where my train of thought was going. But yeah, the bottom line, I don't really sympathize with. I sympathize and I don't sympathize with Freeren. I understand where she's coming from. I've been there, but I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna spitball this. I'm not really tied to what I'm saying yet, because I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm just gonna think out loud. I'm thinking out loud just to kind of form how I feel about this, but to me, the time that Freeren had with Himmel was like, she didn't appreciate Himmel when he was there, but for some reason she appreciates Himmel when she's gone. And in her own ignorance about how Himmel felt about her, in her own ignorance of how much time Himmel had in the world and in his lifespan, to an extent, I feel like, yeah, you didn't care when he was there. That's kind of on you. And don't get me wrong, I feel like a lot of people have been there at some point in their life. I definitely feel that way about certain people in my life, where I'm like, damn, I really wish I had appreciated this person while they were there in my life, and blah, blah, blah. But I think that because I have experienced that, that's the reason I can relate to her and also feel no sympathy for her. Because I'm kind of like, I've done exactly what you've done, but I don't... You didn't care when he was around. You care now, and that's okay, but I feel no connection to this. And I think that that's I don't know. It's like, yeah, relatable, but also just kind of like, ugh. It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of like a relatable experience, but like, this is really a loose fit, but like, when you're like a kid and you want something, and then you don't get it, it's like, yeah, that's totally relatable experience to everybody. As a kid, you want something, you don't get the thing, but you really wish you did. You know, it's like, yeah, totally relatable. I don't care though. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to. It's relatable, but I don't, and I connect to it to an extent, but I'm not emotionally invested because I connect to it. I can relate to what's happening, but I'm not emotionally invested in it as just because I relate to the experience. I think that's probably a better way to put it. I understand what she's going through. I've been there, but ultimately it's because I can connect to it. That's the reason I'm not emotionally invested in it. So, anyways, but yeah, Kitsune says he said it. You can't be for real. No, I am 100% for real. 100 Girlfriend. I only saw season 1 and then my Crunchyroll expired, but season 1 of 100 Girlfriends is so funny, dude. So, anyways, but Appy says, honestly, I never watched 100 Girlfriends, so I don't know if it's funny or not. To me, it's funny because it's just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous show that knows it's ridiculous and it leans into it very much. And to me, it's really funny. And it sets out to be funny, and it is funny. And I think that goes into another way that I rate things. I think that things are best rated based on whether or not I think they set out to achieve what they mean to achieve. And 100 Girlfriends to me is successful because it tries to be ridiculous and funny, and to me it is ridiculous and funny. That's what it sets out to do, and I feel that. So that's why I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's good. But Free Ren is kind of like, if you take it objectively, it's like it sets out to make you sad and emotionally invested in Free Ren and the new cast, and sets out to get you invested in the old cast and Free Ren's adventure in learning how she feels about Himmel. And objectively, if you just take like the rough sum of how everyone feels about it, like, yeah, it succeeds in that, so then therefore it's good. But for me, it tries to get me to care, and I don't. So I feel like it fails in that respect. It tries to get me to sympathize with Free Ren, and it's like, I do sympathize, but I don't care. And in that way, I don't feel like it fails. Or I don't feel like it passes. Anyway, everyone say hello to Mochi. Sorry, I said hello to Mochi briefly, but I've been on such a tangent for a while. Oh wait, no, you guys did say hello to Mochi. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I had to look up higher. But Crusader says she didn't care when he was there in the copious amount of time she had with him, and only felt him when she lost him, and still didn't show enough emotion with her sadness. I don't know how I feel about the last part, but let me finish what you've said before I continue. Crusader says that's the disconnect. You were late, but it feels too far removed from your own reality that it feels faked. And then it's cool that you like it. I've talked to a few people I know that take it seriously, and they have no idea how ridiculous they sound. It makes me believe that 100 Girlfriends takes itself too seriously. To me, 100. Sorry, to touch on 100 Girlfriends before I go back to Free Ren. 100 Girlfriends is very much like it leans heavy into the harem trope because it knows that it's a harem anime, and it turns it up to like 100, literally, because it tries to be ridiculous and it knows it's ridiculous, and then it just leans into being ridiculous. So in that way, and it tries to be funny, and which it does. So sorry, let me catch up on what Giggle says as well. Giggle says, I actually have no dog in this fight since I've never seen it. I just wanted to be a contrarian, but I'm laughing I'm laughing, imagining I watch it and actually agree with Taku. So, sorry, I really want to address what Crusader says here. But she didn't care when he was there in the copious amount of time she had with him. Only felt him when she lost him. That's the disconnect. You relate, but it feels too far removed from your own reality that it feels faked. Yes and no to your last point. It feels too far removed from your own reality. It is far removed from my... maybe not far removed. It is somewhat removed from my reality because to me, like I've been in situations, or not situations, but I felt sad about someone not being in my life anymore and me not appreciating them when they were there. And this has happened several times over my life, right? In that way, Frieren and Himmel are relatable because Frieren vastly underestimated the amount of time that she had with Himmel and didn't appreciate Himmel while he was there. And I get that. I understand that. I sympathize with it. I see how my personal experiences do connect with her experience to an extent. I mean, obviously, hers is 10 years on some adventure with this guy. Mine are different situations. But ultimately, it boils down to being like roughly the same scenario of this person was there and you didn't appreciate them and blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, she's sad about it. I've been sad about it. But just because the anime gives me something to relate to doesn't, and I have some way to connect and relate to the character, doesn't mean that the character is interesting. It doesn't mean that the character, I'm invested in the character because of the thing that I relate to. It's like, it's to me, it's like if the main protagonist of an anime was like, I go to work and I come back home and play video games and I like to stream. I'd be like, wow, I relate to that. But that doesn't mean I care. And I think that's kind of how I feel about Frieren, where I'm like, yeah, I totally relate to what you're saying, but I don't care. And I feel like it fails in trying to get me to care. Just because she has some relatable experience doesn't mean that I care. So. Yeah. And like, I don't know. Part of me, a part of me is hesitant to say that it's kind of her fault. Low-key, I kind of feel like it is her fault if I'm just like spitballing, but because I mean, I've been there before. It is my fault in pretty much all of the situations in which someone was in my life and I didn't appreciate them, and you know they're not there in my life anymore. That is my fault. Just to throw it out there. Not to say that I mean, you live and you learn, right? Bound to happen several more times in your lifespan, but I don't know. I think a big reason that I don't have much sympathy for Frieren is specifically because she's an... I understand that she's an elf and she lives for hundreds of years and that, like, Himmel lives for, like, I don't know, 80 or something, right? Not Himmel. Frieren, in her... She's already, like, I don't know, well over 100 years old before they even go on their adventure. there's no doubt in my mind that she already knows that humans don't live that long. So for her to leave and then come back and be surprised that he's old is kind of like, you had 50 years or something between when you left and when you came back to realize that you had like over 100 years before the adventure took place to realize that humans don't even live that long. You had about 50 years after you last saw Himmel to realize, oh, maybe he's getting old, I should go check on him. And then when she comes back and feels bad about not spending time with Himmel and not appreciating him more when he was there, it's like, dude, you have like a combined at least 150 years to have known that humans don't live that long, and you had at least 50 years to realize that Himmel's getting old. At any point during those 50 years, you could have came back. I don't really care how fast time moves for you. You had all this time to realize that he's old, and then when he passes, like, you regret the time that you didn't spend with him. I understand. I've been there. Not the same scenario, obviously, but it's like, you know, it's your fault, low-key. But I sympathize with you, but that doesn't mean that I'm connected to you in such a way that I'm invested in what's happening. Anyways, I know that that's probably an opinion that's gonna like piss people off. That'll probably make Azura mad, but that's my opinion. Crusader says, I was shooting a shot in the dark. Immediately after typing it, you did a much better explanation of your feelings. Thank you, Crusader. Yeah, no, sorry, I know there's something about Freerend that I just like. It's very much like I was interested enough to finish it. And I cared to an extent that I did finish it, but aside from that, I don't really feel super great about it. It's just kind of is. So anyways, but yeah, I have fish for dinner. The fish has actually been sitting here for quite a while. It's actually like, this fish is literally cold now. It's been sitting in the air conditioning. So, which is difficult because it's butterfish and it has bones in it. So this is gonna take a while. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick quiet break to just eat. Shoot. I should just throw the video up, huh? Okay, I don't know what this is. But yeah, I need to eat my food, so we're gonna eat, and oh look, I still have the video with me and Giggles, so I'm gonna put that on, and then I'll be. I thought he was called Jake at some point.
I think maybe someone called him that, but I know it's Jacob.
I'll be back.
Koi says something's creeping up.
Or
No,
I guess I'll be
literally.
here, but I'll be eating in silence. So
Like, we
enjoy.
want to be understanding
past
to
Taku,
one another and sympathetic
past Giggles.
when something comes
If you're
and attacks
interested
us,
in
or
this
do we want to
VOD,
argue
it's on
when
YouTube.
something attacks us. I feel like that's what it's boiling down to.
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Getting angry just kind of amp you up for.
Yeah, let's be understanding, because again, we need someone to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping she would take one for the team, but
Nah.
yeah. Koi says to be understanding.
I'm with you there.
Cherish the moments we have left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone has their moments. But a moment like that day at the ropes course, that's how I knew.
Knew what?
Knew I wanted to kiss you.
Really?
Bruh. Now is not
I
the
didn't
time.
realize that.
Oh.
At the time, I'm not the best at expressing my inner emotions or whatever, but I'm glad you told me.
Yeah, find someone better
So-
now.
So I'm saying that I like you too, or whatever.
Girl.
Or whatever.
It's time to go, bro. It's time to go.
Take one for the team, Nick.
Oh, it's fast. Okay, I guess we're good. Koi says it's growling. Bro, don't follow it. Go back to camp. What if it's a bear? You can't outrun a bear.
Is it another boar?
It's too growly.
Bro, it's time to go.
Is it a bear?
It's too fast.
They're walking the wrong way.
Just leaves her.
Dang. I was so wrong about him.
Oh, he's smoked, bro. He's done. Help Nick?
Run.
Run? Really?
You gotta run. He's gone. He's a goner, bro.
Koi says run, please.
This is what we needed him for.
It's Wolf Link from Twilight Princess. Got a bad feeling about you. Help, run, run. Nick got his playtime.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
done. That was not a bear. Is he good?
We gotta bounce. Cause again, when you're staying behind, what are you helping?
Yeah, Kitsune says help. Thank you for the poll. I'm assuming Annette made the poll. Thank you for the poll. I'll go with whatever the poll says.
Okay.
We got like 2 seconds to decide though.
Why would we help? How can we help? I'll ask that. How can we help?
I don't know. Give him one last like it was nice knowing you or something, you know? Be there in his final moments while he dies. Kitsune says my boy Ryan needs to live. It's split down the middle.
Dang.
I mean, I guess you didn't vote, so I guess you
I
would
didn't.
be.
Yeah.
I guess you could be the split.
Wait.
One
what
last
do you-
smooch.
What do you vote?
Oh, I don't know, man.
It really boils down to you. I'm saying dip.
I'm pretty like split down the middle
Really?
because I would help him if I knew that he could be saved.
Like if you had a chance, that thing ripped out his neck or his guts or something. Like I'm pretty sure he was disemboweled.
I think it might have just like
Took a little chomp.
maybe not even like a chomp, just give him a little like slash his clothes a little bit.
It literally, it took a bite and it snatched something up in its mouth.
I didn't see that.
I think it did. Oh my gosh.
One last smooch, sacrifice everyone else. You like? Is his name Ryan? I thought it was Nick.
I think his name's Nick. Ryan is Drake or whoever. Or something.
It was also shot. Yeah. He has a point.
It was shot, huh? Dang, should we save him? Are we gonna drag him? What are we gonna do?
Oh, Kitsune says yes. Aubrey. Aubrey needs to live. Aubrey / Ryan.
Okay.
Is his name actually Ryan?
I think so.
Dark says, come on, give him his smooch. Azray didn't vote. Azray, what's your vote?
Yeah, what do you say?
Run.
Like how could she can't carry him. She doesn't have anything to tend to his wounds. Like what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I mean, if she runs, isn't she further away from the person with the gun?
The person with the gun shot the creature, right?
Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that like maybe the creature like didn't take that much damage and goes after Abby because Abby's like running away from the guy with the gun. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it's safer to like stand here. You know?
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going camping with this chat room.
What? Oh, I ain't going camping with this chat room. Abby needs to go. She didn't run. Think about it this way. Your shorty was just smooching someone in front of you. You're saving her from a wild beast?
He did save her from the boar.
From a wildebeest? Yeah.
But that's what he's there for. He did what he's supposed to do. His purpose has been served.
Oh, so you're saying that now that the meat shield's down, we can just leave? Is that what I'm hearing? She doesn't deserve to leave?
I mean, he did what he was supposed. He took the hits. That's what men are for.
Bro, I'm not going camping with you. I'm
Okay.
I'm not going camping with you.
This is a replay. Sorry, I see Kitsune here.
And you would run
I'm so
too.
disconnected.
I would
This is a
run so
replay.
fast.
Yeah.
50% faster.
It's
than
funny
me.
because Kitsune was literally here when we were
You'd be like, "Oh, sorry,
when we
sorry.
were recording this.
Can I take your PlayStation when you're dead?" We did all
Kind of
we
wild.
did say
I don't
she would
even
take
remember if we
115.
stopped her.
Oh.
I think
I don't
me and
remember if
you
we
are
saved
fine with Abby
him
taking
or
one for
if
the
we
team,
just
but
ran away.
I'm kinda
I
going
literally
with the
don't
Abby
remember
side
this
now,
decision.
'cause what's his face is kind of
He's a butt.
yeah.
He's a butt. But maybe
Oh.
it does make sense to stay.
It
But
is
then
so
again,
funny
like,
that Giggles is just
the
so ready to
person
abandon
who
this
had
guy.
him shot, like they were looking through a scope.
Giggles be
So
like,
they could be close, they
the
could
men,
be far. We don't really
they
know.
are bait. Oh, quiet. Okay.
He told her to run.
I'll go back
She
to
didn't.
eating.
She doesn't deserve to leave anymore. We'll try to help him, so might save you again. Guillermo, let's dip. Okay, I'm gonna redo the poll myself, but we're gonna do it a little different this time. Okay, we're gonna say, should we leave him? Yes, no. We're gonna allow additional votes for an expensive price. Okay, it's gonna be 1,000 tetras per vote. Or your first vote is free, but if you want to allow an additional vote, you have to use 1,000 tetras. Okay, this will let me get a good gauge on how invested you are and whether we run or stay. Okay. Okay, we're doing this again. You guys got a minute. Giggles get more than the watermelon game on your Switch. You're just getting roasted right now.
Yeah, y'all don't want to go nowhere with me. It's funny because I literally was just talking about I wouldn't want to survive. Like, just take me now. But then I'm like, nah, dip. Let's go. Let's bounce. Oh my gosh.
Okay, now we got 12 yes and 3 no.
What?
It's if you want to vote additionally, you just like pay with points. That's
Oh, yeah.
it's just, probably
my
the same people
gosh.
voting, but it's catching up.
Oh gosh.
We're catching up. We're still
Oh dang.
okay. You guys got maybe 15 more seconds, bro. If this ties again, I'm gonna be kind of upset.
Oh my gosh.
Duck's not spending any more tetras,
Dude.
bro. You guys did not
Oh.
in the
dang.
last second.
Dang.
In the last second.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're at 17 no, 14 yes.
Dang, we gotta
Bye,
say.
Abby. The clutch.
That is so funny. You guys are hilarious.
I'm sorry. The people have spoken. Asbury just dropped 7K.
Dang.
Okay, was it stay on the left side or on the right side?
Oh gosh.
Because I have like 2 seconds.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I think we'll stay. We'll stay.
We'll help Nick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Abby's done, bro.
Oh! I knew it. I knew it. I freaking knew it.
No! Okay.
Wow.
See, it really was safer here. Oh, she left anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, commit to the bit, bro. Go save him. Okay, now we
Run.
gotta hide or we gotta run. So this
Okay.
is another one.
I feel like we just gotta keep running.
Okay, this one don't have any points attached to it. We'll just say
Oh my gosh, that scared
What
the
do we
doodles out
do?
of me.
hide, run.
Shoot.
Okay, this one's got no points attached.
Oh my gosh. Well, now, so her trying to save him for a second means she had an encounter with whatever that thing was. So if she survives, she can tell everybody that some humanoid monster thing is in the woods, rather than, I don't know what it was. It was just, it was a bear. You know, like we have some. Should she run or should she hide?
We got 2 for hide, 1 for run right now. Nick was slumped. OMG. Yeah, I can't believe she still left him though. I mean, she tried.
Yeah,
She tried.
because if she hides, she could hold her breath, I guess.
Kitsune just dropped 11K on that.
Stop it. You meant business.
Thank you, Kitsune. A real one, real one.
Dang.
All right.
Okay, we're hiding.
I was only expecting someone to be like, okay, one additional vote. You know?
No.
Instead of like...
It was very high stakes.
Yeah. Drop 11 votes on that one. Okay, we'll hide. Hide that thing is faster than Abby. Yeah.
Yeah, she did try to run for a hot second.
Okay, we'll just hide then. Oh, shoot, I probably gotta hold the button again. It's probably gonna be like, hide, and then it'll like come by, and I hold the button. Okay, we'll hide. Oh, bruh. Girl, get further in there. Lie down. Bro, it is Jover.
Good lord.
Sorry, I'm still eating, but... Bro, when this is done...
Can't believe I said it's Jover.
Climb the tree. Climb the tree.
I feel like we just got
Bro, it's Jover.
That thing, do you think it can climb?
Right.
It's got to be
Probably
able to
going back.
climb.
It's pretty...
Can we climb faster than it? I highly doubt it.
Yeah. She's kind of stubby, I can't even lie. I don't think she's gonna climb that
I think
fast.
she just got to run as fast as her little legs will take her.
Yeah. Oh, Shiny's here. Welcome, Shiny. Yes, you have a gifted sub from... It was either Grizz or Fuss. I can't remember which one, but I did see you on the list. Yeah. But welcome in, Shiny.
Yeehaw, welcome.
You have a gifted sub. You can try to, like, at Grizz or at Fuss. They might be lurking somewhere, but you can give them a little thanks. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, and enjoy our new emotes. Yeah. There's some emotes that are... I have one free emote right now, and I got 6 tier 1 emotes, so enjoy. Okay, so I think the general consensus is to run.
Yeah, we got to keep it pushing.
Dark says she kind of bad, though. What? Bad at climbing, am I right?
Stop it. Oh, jeez.
Is Taku mean for making another poll? Okay, the first poll didn't have any points, though. The second one had points, you know what I mean? And the first one was tied. She has that look in her eye. The look of a runner, perhaps? Or the look of a climber? That's the real
She
question.
looks like she would be a climber, but she just got to run at this
Bro,
point.
how could she be a climber if she can't even, like, reach the top shelf? You know what I mean?
That's why they climb.
What? Oh, yeah. you got a point. We're running.
Yeah.
The consensus is run.
We just got to keep running.
But yeah, this is definitely just a one to go. It's just Until Dawn round 2. Have you seen Until Dawn?
Surely have not.
I've only watched Until Dawn. It's almost exactly like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a show or is it a game?
It's like a choice-based game like this.
Oh.
It's like almost exactly like this.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah. I'm mean for making another poll. Rude as hell.
That's
It had to be done. What can I say? Okay. We'll run.
Okay, objective is to get back to the others.
We aren't climbing. We're going. Bro, Abby might get smoked right here. Goodbye, Abby.
Stop stopping. Sound partially like a man.
Don't hide in the corner. Oh, bruh. I gotta hold, probably. Release X when it's safe. Okay, shh. Quiet, guys. Quiet. Okay,
Oh
I
my
think we're good.
gosh.
I think we're good. I was holding my breath that
I was
time.
too.
Oh, I'm gonna pass out. Let me catch up on chat. Are they just chilling
It's a fun game.
this whole time? They didn't hear the gunshot?
I'm back.
And Epi's going to sleep. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Have a wonderful sleep. But yeah, it did end around 3 a.m. at the time. But I am officially back, so we are continuing. Thank you all for your patience. I am back. Yeah, it was a true marathon stream. I mean, we got started around, like, what? 3 p.m. or something? I don't know. All I know is we ended around, like, 3 a.m. And then I had to walk Giggles back to her car. Oh. Anyways. But yeah, we're back. Hello, everybody. Okay. Have a wonderful night, Appy-chan. Let's get right back to Rogue Trader. After all that anime debate. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who would get... Hold on. Forgot my texting was there. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in, day out. Heinrich sighs. After the events on Rykad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. I see. Giggle says, how long has it been since you played? It's been like 45 minutes. I love the tangents. It's been about 45, roughly. I'm all over the place today. I have already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank, the answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destructions. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Coronis Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. Sorry, my brain just like turned off after my dinner. Hi all over the place today. I'm Giggles, :3. Alright, Giggles. I see you there. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Let us assume Kiava Gamma has fallen to heresy. What then? Will you again propose we destroy an entire planet? Heinrich stares you down. On Rykad Minoris, you made a decision that sent billions of souls into the grasp of the arch-enemy. An unreasonable and unforgettably high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. Do I consider it a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I make every effort to make sure such an exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. Sentimentality is a luxury I cannot afford. I guess sometimes the good of the Imperium demands we turn a blind eye to the fate of its individual servants. You needn't have used the word sometimes. The good of the Imperium always prevails over the lives of its individual servants. I may sometimes falter, but that speaks of my weakness, not the generosity of my soul. Much hinges on the decisions made by the Inquisition, sometimes far more than an ordinary servant of the throne can see. My brain is off. My brain is fully off. Words are being said, and I can't process a single one. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiabagama? Disjointed pieces of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel from that world arrived on Footfall. The reports from the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. Giggle says, I was literally just about to say I'm not following at all. It's also kind of information dense, so... But yeah, I spent a bit of time away from the dialogue. I'm not really sure where we are. Picture, not long ago. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad Minoris. Do we risk running into his brothers? I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later, Taku. Chaos Marine siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely, they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Cronus Expanse and not an entire company. I won't let anyone throw their weight around on my worlds, be they servants of Chaos, Xenos, or heretics. A commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fate of billions of people and dozens of Imperial worlds in his hands, which is why you need to be ever more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever is tangled up in their roots. That is enough discussion about the Archenemy's servants. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole Rykad's son. Heinrichs winces. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Aldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship, no. They are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their holds with living captives, they disappear into the webway, a different dimension, which conceals their greatest stronghold, Komorog, the dark city of the Drukhari, from which none can hope to escape. Heinrich studies your expression. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykad's son and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the Archenemy's designs, or perhaps the Aurora's divinations in fact described the Drukhari's actions. There is only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the Cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It is simply impossible. I must go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? Let me put it this way. You may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I am here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has sprouted on the Vron Valancius worlds while their master was away, and that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant are sometimes known to have. Was that an insult, Heinrichs? Because my tired IQ does not fully comprehend whether it is or it is not an insult. Heinrichs inclines his head. Thank you for sparing me the time, Captain. Yeah, whatever. This guy. He's like, I'll try to be more patient when you're screwing around. Like, okay. Whatever. I don't care. What was I doing? Let's get out of here. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I need to go back to, I need to go back to the surface of the planet, because I'm supposed to be looking for heretics, but I went back to the planet because sorry, I went back to the ship because all my guys were injured. But now I need to go back to I just need to go back to the... Bro! Captain, we are once more within reach of the Von Valance's Protectorate. Of utmost urgency is restoring communication with your planets and bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards. Developing colonies, claiming new territories, and establishing trade links, all this is now your privilege and burden. Mobile extraction. What is that? Oh. A mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with the blessed standard template construct. The small industrial complex can be deployed on practically any world, however inhospitable. The Surf Clan, assigned to it, will devote itself to the maintenance of its sacred mechanisms and the extraction of resources needed by the rogue trader. Opening the map of the Cronus Expanse. The Cronus Expanse is a vast region of space where you will travel between different star systems. In each system, unique events can occur. By steering your flagship toward them, you can explore planets, study anomalies, and interact with other ships. To switch to the map of the entire Cronus Expanse, click the button in the bottom right corner of the screen. Okay, well, I needed to go back to football, so hopefully this doesn't... I'm hoping that I can just go back without any penalty. We should be fine. I'm worried that the game's gonna be like, oh, you traveled to a planet. Even though I never left, it might be like, oh, you traveled to a planet. Time has passed. Now, one of your planets is destroyed. Giggle says, I need to watch that hours-long video you sent me to understand this world. Which one did I send? Because I might have sent, like, one just to kind of show you how much lore there is, but I didn't watch the entirety of a Warhammer lore video. So, if you do watch it, just know that I haven't seen the whole thing either. Anyways. Let's see. Here's where we last had that battle.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
What is this? Rising sun symbol. It seems oddly repulsive, even sinister. I think we do need to find... Oh, we don't need that. Yes. Sister Argenta has asked for the captain's help with a personal matter. According to Reverend Hieronymus, suspicious individuals are conducting rituals in the Shadow Quarters in a place marked with a blue and gold sun. If they are heretics, they must be eradicated. The presence of Sister Argenta is highly advisable, so we need to go to a place with a blue and gold sun. And I think this might... Is that blue and gold? Seems like it. Rising sun, yeah. Blue and gold, so surely... Probably this way. Free goodies regardless. Pascal, open the box, please.
This explorator is blessed with
Thank you.
multifunctionality.
Okay. They say that back in Parsimus Dwayne's time, they would give everyone on football a crate of rotgut every month. Huh? I don't know about that, but
This
sure.
ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Oh! Free goods. Ooh! Grenadier's gloves. Using grenades cost -1 AP for the wearer. Enemies suffer +2 additional damage from the wearer's grenades. Cool. That's cool. Don't know if I'll use it, but pretty cool. And I once stood on the pinky finger of the Emperor statue. Very, very odd thing to say, but interesting. Let's see what this is. A well-worn poster with a call to serve the Imperium. Classic.
We should deal with this.
I've already had... what is that on there? I've already had 2 emergency work orders come through, one after the other. If I'm alive by the end of them, I'll count myself lucky. Insane. Scrap that. Nice. From behind closed doors, you hear the humming of primitive washing machines and the voices of laundry workers singing simple songs. Cool. Wastewater unsafe for drinking even after purification and now being used for laundry. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I did find where... Yeah, dark hideouts over here. So... Oops. I'm pretty sure this is the right way to go. Dark hideout. I probably should have saved before I went in, but that's fine. We'll be okay. Probably. Let's open this door. Well, let me save. Just to be absolutely certain. Anver thugs. I'll go this way. We'll probably end up in a fight regardless, but that's fine. That is fine for now.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Right, open the door.
Do you see that?
Oh. Nice. Free stuff, very nice. Alright, let's go fight some guys. The man with a shaggy mop of dark hair is dressed and armed about as well as everyone else in here. And yet, he is unmistakably the leader. He takes a step toward you. He chuckles. He spreads his arms wide in a welcoming gesture. My guests, what a joy it is to see you in my humble refuge. I see you've come here to be introduced to the truth. Which will you choose, then? Words or fire and metal? You already know the answer, heretic. Argenta grasps her weapon. What does it mean to be a leader to you? A good leader leads by example. First and foremost, a leader leads by example. If you are telling people what to do and doing nothing, you have all of my disrespect. I do not respect you in the slightest. If you are in the trenches with everybody else, pulling the same amount of work, if not more, you have my respect. I think the most important thing for a leader is to do the dirty work. That's the most important. To do or have done. And I don't want to get too back into a tangent, but I learned this about myself because back in high school, I remember my band president. I really, really disliked that guy, and the reason that I didn't like him was for that one reason in particular, that while he led, he didn't do anything. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I think, to me, leaders need to do what they tell you to do. If they don't, it's just kind of like, then what's the point? You know? So. Well, I will make an exception for, like, if a leader has, like, a lot of stuff on their plate and they need to delegate because if their whole purpose is to delegate because they have so much delegating to do, that's acceptable. But if you're telling people to clean up and then standing around watching them clean up, that pisses me off. So, Yeah, good leaders lead by example. Anywho. Abelard, would you kindly inform this bandit vermin that we've come to execute him? Abelard glowers menacingly and says in his best officer voice, by the order of the head of the von Valancius dynasty, a fully recognized rogue trader with all the attendant rights and privileges, including authority on footfall, you riffraff are hereby sentenced to death. May the Emperor have mercy on your souls, for we shall show none. The man cringes. Bloated old masters of the universe who don't realize that their time is past. You think you can scare me? Do you even know what our name means, outsider? Footfall calls us the Anvers. They do not stop to look, listen, learn. The man pauses, then half closes his eyes, and proclaims in crude but clear High Gothic. Auxilio non veniet. Help will not come. The maw has closed. The Coronis expanse is on its own now. A new era has come, and we are its sovereigns. Kind of cheating to be using a computer at a time like this. I'm not sure what you're doing there, but... Oh. Why? Oh, what is happening to us? 10 toxic damage each round. They're literally gonna kill us. Alongside everybody else. But Giggles will be reflecting on that. Yes, that is what I personally believe. Like, there are exceptions to the leadership rule, but just generally speaking, a leader needs to lead by example. I do not care for leaders that don't lead by example. How are people already hurt? That's what I don't understand. Put Argenta back there. Okay. I think we'll be okay now. Alright. Alright, Cassia. Kill him. It's time. Smoke them all. Actually, wait. Wait, hold on. Ow. Sorry, my... Out of my ear itches. Okay, so I'll mark here as the front line. I'll mark. Here's the back.
That is foolishness.
Here's the back.
I'm afraid not. Do not dare
Damn.
ask.
Okay. We'll just do what we got. We'll just take what we've got. Right, kill him.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And then... I don't know if I should... Nah, we'll do Abelard.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, he can move. Okay. This is perfect, actually. I'll move him a little bit further, and then I'll just cleave. We'll finish these guys off. Excellent.
It will be done.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, and Cassie is done. Ouch! Dang, this Amber Kingpin. How much does this health does this guy even have? Oh, 187. Dang. That is a lot of health, my guy. Oh. Oh, nice. 1 damage and a parry. Nice. Okay. I will buff everyone I can see with the Word of the Emperor for now. And then... I'll try Cassia again. Oh, I should have buffed Cassia first. Ah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Kill these guys. Killed one. Okay, I'll buff Abelard again. I need Abelard to... Well, I need Abelard to turn on the ventilation. But... Like, I could move up, but I don't know if I'll live. I'll move up.
For whatever comes.
I need to run around this guy. I have a lot of momentum, so...
I'll do it.
Let's move and then run and gun, I guess. And then we'll try to kill as many as we can. The less moves they have, the better.
As the Emperor's man, you can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is
I'm not sure if the momentum is permanent or not. Permanent for the fight, anyways.
No.
Okay.
These ruby flashes are choking me.
And what did she just say? What did who say? Faith without deeds? I don't remember. She probably said something like faith without deeds is meaningless or something like that. I think that's what she normally says. I'm not quite sure. She certainly said something though. Let me move here first. Damn it.
Tried and tested tactics.
That's a scripture. So true, Giggles Chan. So true. Okay. I'll reckless strike this guy.
At your beck and call. Target well struck.
Dang! It was like half his health just now.
It will be done. No matter the cost.
Okay. Oh! I just got 25 movement points. Ah, shoot, but then he's gonna hit me, though. I'll just kill him.
Indeed.
Kill this guy, Abelard. Just keep slicing him.
It will be done. An exemplary strike.
He's literally 1 HP. Nice. Oh, and I can still move. Nice. Alright, we'll turn that thing off. Not enough action points, damn.
Than this in my time.
It's too bad.
Good, yeah.
Okay. So Pascal can melee, so let's move him closer, and I'll have him strike. Ha! That's a lot of damage, actually. That's a lot of damage! Oh, I should've... Damn, I should've done the assassin thing. That's okay. Exploit that guy. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll have... Ah, shoot. Oops, wrong button. I'll have, Oh, Dira can't aim for that guy, though. What? Adira, can you not hit this guy? She can.
I know what is to come.
No, what? Okay, I don't know how that killed that guy, but discharges of the motive force fill the air. Maybe that's what it is. Not sure how that guy died. Okay, I think we're good.
Was that you? Or
Please give Abelard another turn. Please tell me you can see him. Okay, nice. Turn on the ventilation. Alright. That should have fixed our... Yeah, there we go. We're not under the effects of the toxin anymore. Which is very cool.
Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Nice, Abelard. Then I think Cassia can move up and do the stair, I think.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Nice. I don't know what took damage back there, but very nice. Okay.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Nice. As for me, I could honestly just stand out in the middle of nowhere and be totally fine, I think. Nice. Nice work, me.
It's as good as done.
Go again, Cassia. Kill this guy. Nice. This is confusing, but I wonder if
I'll show you why navigators
Okay.
are feared.
I don't know if I should have been able to do that, but I did, so.
My place is at the fore.
I passed the turn to Cassia, and then Cassia passed the turn to Abelard. Somehow that worked, so. It's all good.
Target well struck.
Okay.
I will do my duty. Indeed. Reduced to dust.
Nice. Is that it? That is it. Nice. Okay. I don't believe that's everything, though. Let me check my journal. No, that's not it. What was I doing? We saw something about, checking a... something. Yeah, I don't know. I saw... I don't know where it went, but I picked up something that said something about the Ambers gang. No clue where that went. Okay. And I don't know if my brain is on enough tonight to read all the skills stuff. And we are about at time, so I think I'll have to save that for next time. I think we shall be ending right here, because I'm also, on top of being really tired, I have to figure something out for tomorrow. So unfortunately, I can't stay as long as I would like. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. Sorry or not sorry that we did things a little differently today. Rogue Trader and a lot of chatting. Sorry if you were here for Rogue Trader and there was a lot of chatting. Sorry if you liked the chatting and there was Rogue Trader. Whichever camp you're in. Sorry if you were here for Stellar Blade but got Rogue Trader. I don't know. But tonight was a little different than expected. But it was a wonderful time, and it was all thanks to you guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. A very fun and memorable stream. Thank you to... in no specific order. Thank you to Appy, Giggles, Kitsune, Mandy, Crusader, Luden, K. Scott, Azray, Dark, Mochi. I think that's everybody. Sorry if I missed anybody, but I'm pretty sure that's everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you all for joining me, and I will catch you guys in the next stream, which will be Friday. So once again, Friday is going to be Abiotic Factor. Abiotic Factor is currently single player for me, and I want to emphasize that. It's currently going to be single player. However, there's the chance of me making it multiplayer at a later date, but I do not guarantee that it ever does become multiplayer. Currently, I'm going to play a little bit of Abiotic Factor alone to see if it's something that I want to do for the channel. Then I will make the decision as to whether or not it will become multiplayer, whether it will remain single player, whether it will remain on the channel, or whether it goes. I've only done the tutorial. I've loved the tutorial, but I have not played enough of the rest of it to make a decision as to whether or not it becomes multiplayer, because I don't want to say it's multiplayer and then have you guys get it and then I don't enjoy it, or then I drop it or whatnot. Thank you to Crusader as well. I think I said Crusader already, but Crusader says I will still be here to watch. Thank you, Crusader. Abiotic Factor, I want to make the decision first before I recommend you guys buy it, because I really don't want you guys to buy it without me being certain if I am going to make it a multiplayer game. If you buy it independently of me, I mean, that's kind of on you guys. That's your decisions to make. But I make no guarantees as to whether or not it becomes multiplayer, whether or not it stays on the channel. I'm just gonna try it out and give you guys a good look at what it is, what it's about, and then from there, maybe after a stream or two, I'll make the decision as to whether or not I want to open it up to you guys, or whether or not it just stays single player. So, anyways, but yep, I'm making a little salute, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see you guys on Friday for Abiotic Factor, and then Saturday will be Stellar Blade, more than likely, as long as my coworker doesn't find out. Anyways, yeah, thanks guys for joining me tonight. Now the real question. Oh, thank you to Dakong over on YouTube as well. Thank you. Now the real question is, where do I want to put you guys? I always want to put you guys in a Metal Gear stream, but I haven't really. Luden was the last Metal Gear streamer that I thought I wanted to raid. And I don't want to put you guys... I don't want to put you guys in like a place that's too crowded, and I don't want to put you guys in a stream that sucks. So we have to hit a good middle ground. Sorry, I don't mean to say a stream that sucks. That's not what I meant to say, but let me take a look. Also, Giggles, are you still awake? I want to know if Giggles is still awake. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where to put you guys. Damn. Well, on that note. Well, actually... Throw us wherever. We can choose to stay or go. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm going to take a risk on this. I don't know who this guy is. All right. We're going. Have a wonderful time, guys. Crusader has to split and go to bed. No worries. And Lunar Stream was definitely awesome. So true. I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, I didn't know 7 people were here. Damn. Thanks for sticking around, guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Say hello to this random dude for me. I have no clue who he is. So if he's like awesome, great. If he's crazy and says some wild stuff, I don't support it. I literally don't know who this is. So we're just I'm throwing you in. Have a wonderful time, guys. Say hello to him for me. I'll be in there too for a little bit. But have a wonderful night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Good night.